Time for another exercise. This exercise is going to combine together sorting, offsetting, and limiting. The goal is to once again take a look at our table of phones. We want to sort by price, and we want to only show the second and the third most expensive phones. So again, you're going to have to apply a sort, offset, and limit to do so. Go ahead and give this a shot. As usual, we'll take a look at a solution in just a moment.